Cochahoe Xshad, producing some logs. Cochahoe Xshad. Oh yeah. Beauty. Oh, beautiful, beautiful fish fishing some really deep winter waters. All right, guys, what we're going to be using today, the Cochahoe Xshad. This is a beautiful lure, hand painted to look just like a Cochahoe. And then what's speckled trout? One of the things they love to eat in the dead of the winter is Cochahoes. This is the time of year that they love eating these things, so we made a bait to mimic that, and they love this Xshad Cochahoe. You saw a corkscrewed it on our golden eye screw lock jig head, and this really helps hold these on. Catch a lot of fish on one lure in the wintertime. What we're doing right now, you know, a lot of times when we're in these man-made subdivisions, we're fishing close to the bank. As you saw in a few episodes back, about a month or two ago, we were even using jerk baits up on the bank. But as it gets colder, these fish, you know, more of them will move into here from the lake, especially after big cold fronts. You know, when the lake gets real dirty, this stays clean on those big north winds. Oh, there he was. So this is, you know, all of these man-made canals, Bayou Liberty, Eden Isles, Lake Shore, Cochahoe, a lot of man-made canals get really good this time of year. And instead of being up on the bank, these fish are dead in the middle. And I'm fishing them in like 20 foot of water. And this happens quite often this time of year. And I'm using that Cochahoe Xshad just because it's a really, really good bait for the dead of the winter. That's what these trout a lot of times like to eat. They love Cochahoes in the dead of the winter. There we go. There we go. Oh, missed it. God, dog it. Come on, baby. Come back down. I'm using a heavy jig head since it's so deep right here. 1/2 ounce. 3/8 would be fine too. That way I can get that lure down to the bottom. Oh, we've tried to rip the pole out of my hand. Got a good bit of fish down there. Good bit of fish. A lot of times what I'll do is just kind of throw it back behind the boat, let the boat just drift. Try to let it go ahead and get to the bottom. It's almost like a slow troll. Just let the boat pull it, and I'll bounce it every once in a while. Just like that. Just slow, slow troll. Got some fish down there. Got some fish, baby. Nice trout, too. Good ones. Good ones. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Cochahoe Xshad. Can't beat it. Double them up. that one, Simba buddy. Look at that one, man. Oh, oh. That's what's up. That's a good one there. There we go. And Cochahoe Xshad producing some logs. Big red right here. Big redfish. Oh yeah. Big old tank. Big old red. Oh. Let's go ahead and pop a tag in this one. Got a blue tag in there. Let this one go. Recapture this fish with the blue tag. Call a number on that tag, win a prize from Xshad.com. Caught that big old tank on that Cochahoe 8 Xshad on a 1/2 ounce golden eye screw lock. This thing's doing work today. There he is. There he is. Whenever I come in here, I like to graph the bottom. Sometimes I'll just idle around. Oh, did I lose him? There we go. Not a real big one. Let's do a keeper. Go ahead and let this one go. Not a 12-incher though. Whoa. I'm gonna let him be. But I like to graph the bottom when I come in these man-made canals. This is one of the only times I really use the depth finder a ton. And you just looking for what I call fuzz. You know, unless you got one of them down scans or side scans and really know how to read that. I just got a basic, I just use the basic depth finder. You can just see stuff going on. You know, sometimes it's, oh man, sometimes it's dead on the bottom. Sometimes it's hovered up some, but if it's just flat bottom and you're not seeing anything, most of the time I'm not catching fish in that anyway. I always find when golly, they got some fish right there. I always find when I am on the fish like I am now, that sonar is lit up and it's got all kinds of just stuff going on. I don't know if it's marking the bait or the actual fish or what it is, but it's definitely marking something, and that's what's got the fish in here. And I really pay a close eye on that. You know, if I don't feel like making 1,000 casts and finding them, sometimes I just idle around and look for a thing that's, you know, for an area that's got a lot of stuff on the bottom. Go. That's a decent white trout right there. He'll make the box. He'll make the box. Whites and specks on the bottom, hitting that Cochahoe Xshad. All right, guys, had to come get out of the wind to talk to you about what we just did. You know, we were catching them dead in the middle at the deeper parts of this man-made canal, and then we were moving around, and there's an old abandoned marina here that still has some concrete pillars, and we found them fish piled up inside of those pillars. We were bouncing that Cochahoe Xshad off the bottom. There was about 18, 20 foot of water, and they were just tattooing it in there, and that's really the name of the game. Whenever you're fishing, the dead of the winter is you got to cover a lot of ground. The fish aren't going to be all over the place. They're going to be very confined. They like to really school up this time of year. You might go an hour or two without a bite, and then bam, catch 10 or 20 in a row. And that's just wintertime fishing, whether it's specks, bass, reds. That's very common for all the fish to be schooled up and congregated. in the dead of the winter. And that's whenever we slid into those poles there and fished where the old marina used to be, those fish were jammed up in there, and we were tagging them just about every cast. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and close out this episode of DockSide TV. I hope you enjoyed it. Catching beautiful trout in the dead of the winter, fishing cold water, deep water, using our favorite wintertime bait, the Cochahoe Xshad right here. Hand painted to look just like a Cochahoe. This thing's fantastic in the dead of the winter. This is one of our favorite wintertime baits. Had it on a heavy GoldenEye screw lock today. This did a lot of damage. Fantastic bait. Make sure to subscribe to the monthly bait box. Get your hands on some of those, as they'll be in the box coming up this month. Subscribe to the YouTube channel on fishing the dead of the winter right here and off the Gulf Coast. And today we're right here off the Pontchartrain Basin. I hope you enjoyed this one. Fishing man-made canals with the Cochahoe Xshad.